My name is Danielle, and I'm originally from Millstone, New Jersey. I grew up Catholic, which I felt like was more of a label that I adopted rather than something that I really embodied. When COVID hit, it was a really challenging time for most people. I know that I'm not alone in that, but at the time I was full-time professionally dancing and also fitness instructing, and that came to a halt overnight, really. And at that point, I realized that I was putting so much of my identity in the jobs that I had, but at the time, it just left me feeling really lost. I had no idea who I was as a person outside of the roles that I was in. In that industry, there's so much external validation that when that was all stripped away, I didn't know what was next. And that's kind of where God starts to pop into my story. Once Blake and I came to Hoboken Grace for the first time, we pretty much jumped into everything fairly quickly. God just came into our lives and just overflowed us with wanting to seek Him more and really involve Him in all aspects of our life. The patience and the love that Blake has shown me through this walk is a direct reflection of God's love. He just always met me where I was and would encourage me to try to be open with it. God showed up in the midst of that and just really took us together on this journey of getting to know Him and getting to love Him. And because of that, we've been able to love each other better, and we were able to walk into marriage like knowing what we were committing to and having that foundation of faith. We both took starting point to sort of understand better the foundations of faith for ourselves, and then we joined dinner group and we started serving on the greeting and ushers team. On Easter in 2021, Blake and I got baptized together, and it was just the most incredible day. God just made us feel so loved, and He surrounded us by our family. It felt so guided by God, and being able to be obedient in that way and take that step together. This was just such a whirlwind time in our life where God just came in and He was like, if you make space for me, like, I'm gonna show up and I'm gonna do work in you, and I'm gonna use you to impact other people. And He's just continued to since we said yes to Him. I didn't know that you could be called to something and be, you're made for this purpose. I didn't understand that disconnect when I was, just doing a job I didn't really like. After going back into the field and being on the beginning of my faith journey, I just knew that I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I wasn't feeling like I was making a difference. And so I was just asking my dinner group for prayers. I was asking God to guide me, to bring me where He wants me to be. One thing led to another, and on my 30th birthday, I got a job offer from Hoboken Grace. It just brought me to tears instantly because I knew when I got that job offer, I knew I was taking it. He has more planned for my life than I could ever imagine. And it's cute that I think that I'm in control, but really, He's the one at the end of the day that He knows what's best for me. And I have so much faith in that now that I'm just along for the ride. I want Him to use me. I want to be His hands and feet. And in this job, I feel so blessed that I really get to do that and get to experience and help other people experience God firsthand in a way that I hadn't for so long. And also minister to children where growing up, I didn't know Jesus. I didn't know that there was a possibility to relate to Him in this way. It's so special to me because I wish that I had had that for so much more of my life. And it's part of my story, but now I get to help them meet Jesus and grow up with Him, and it's the most beautiful thing. Over the past couple of years, God has just completely shown up in ways that I could have never imagined, and now my faith is the most important, the only thing that matters really to me. There's a verse that says, in Christ you find out who you are and what you're living for, and I just feel like God brought that to me at a time that I really needed it, and it's just been part of my journey over the past couple of years. You're not gonna find yourself out in the world. You're not gonna find yourself in your job or in your clothes or in your friendships. When you put your identity in Christ, there's just so much comfort there. There's so much love there, and it's really the most beautiful experience, and it has changed my life completely.